get out to practice and see Jamie out there just as a teammate. What's your reaction when you see him back out at practice?
Well, he acts like he's superhuman, so him not practicing, I've been getting on him more about that than anything. So I just said to him today, I mean, finally good to see you back at practice, 3-week vacation. So he should have fresh legs out there.
What's the biggest challenge of this offense? The quarterback, obviously, it's gotten a lot better the last few years. How have you seen him? Because you've seen him as much as anybody. How has his development tracked, in your opinion?
I mean, I think any young player that comes in the league, any player today, that we try to tear them apart with everything they don't do well. But I think it was obvious when Josh Allen came in the league how talented he was and the different things that he does well on the field. And I think he's done that at a high level right now. And obviously he's gotten better and better each year, which to me is what happens in this league. That's what you want for every player. Obviously it's a lot of pressure when you come in and you start right away as a quarterback. But I think with him, it's the decision making is at an all-time high. And I think now it allows him to just be out there free with all the things he does well. The different times they come out in certain situations and they go with a quarterback run, now you got to tackle them. The times they don't call it, but you don't contain the quarterback and it gets outside of the pocket. Is he going to launch it 65 yards or is he going to keep it? That's a problem. It's a problem when he catches the ball and he throws 3 steps to Diggs, Beasley, Sanders, Knox, Davis, Singletary, Breida. I mean, the offense obviously starts with him, but because of the weapons they have, I think it makes it so much harder to defend them. You can't just take Diggs away and think that the game's kind of solidified. Let's double Diggs and there's nothing else to worry about because Emmanuel Sanders has been in the league 12 years. He's been good everywhere he's been. Knox is a fast tight end that can run away from you, and Beasley's one of the best slot players in the league. So they just have so many weapons, and I think Josh Allen knows that. He knows how to get them the ball. He knows when to get them the ball. And I think him and Dable understand how they want to play offensively kind of week to week. And I think you see that in some of these games where they really just take off. And it's like each possession is something new that they're doing. It's another kind of play that you haven't seen. And they just take advantage. And, I think we can't let them get rolling because once they get rolling, it's tough because you're getting a little bit of everything from the offense. So it's going to be the toughest challenge of the season. It's a reason, they won the division last year, only lost 3 games, and they're still back in the same kind of hunt at the top of the AFC. So we got to play one of our best games to have a chance out there Monday night.
Since you've been covering them, or since you've been playing against them, is Knox the best tight end they've had, or is it just a product of that? You mentioned the other guys that are there also.
No, I mean, trying to think now. But, yeah, he has. I mean, I think obviously the offensive coordinators, how the offense runs a little different. I thought Chandler was really effective years ago when he was there. And I think Knox is the same. I think he has like 7 or 8 touchdowns, so a red area target to make plays. And I think the biggest thing with Knox is he can still go. Like he can, he's not one of those guys that, once we get inside the 15-yard line, we're like, all right, we got to be aware. Like at any given moment, he can hurt you. They throw the ball down the field to him as seam routes or double moves, 7 routes. He caught a big 7 route here 2018 or 19 here a night game. That was a big play in the game. Yeah, he's a really good player. Aside from all the other weapons, he's one of them. And I think it's a credit to him. I don't think he's playing well because of those other guys. I think he's kind of played well since he's come into the league, honestly. And I think he's been a reason that the offense has gotten better having that tight end target.
I mean, what have you seen from the way that Jalen Mills has kind of fit in? It's one thing to go through camp with someone in the preseason, but as you guys are changing week to week, he's in a new system, but also a vet. How does he kind of fit in?
Yeah, I think it's exactly what you just said. He's a vet. He understands football, understands what we want to do. He has a high football IQ. Obviously has experience playing corner, playing safety, playing inside corner. So I think you put all that together. I think he's been very productive for us and what we want to do schematically, of him being able to plug in different things, him having awareness for certain plays and what the offense wants to do and how they want to attack us. I think he's really helped us out in that department of adding a guy that's very knowledgeable of what's going on and just has great versatility. So We count on him. We count on him to play well. I mean, all those guys at corner, you know, in this league, you won't win many games if you don't play well at the corner position. So I think he's done a great job of just coming in and being himself. I remember I told him that, whether it was March or April when he signed, you know, and we were texting, I was just like, man, be yourself. Like, that's what it's about here. That's how you play your best football, and that's what he's done. And it's been fun to watch. You know, he's a very high energy guy all the time. So it's a lot of fun. We have a lot of laughs and jokes.
And Hunter called this a defining game looking at Monday, obviously division, but you guys are both in the playoff picture regardless of being in the AFC East together. Do you see that similarly for Monday?
We want to play well, but I don't think it's like it's not going to be the end of the season if we win or lose. So I don't know, and if we win, I don't think we wrap up the division or the conference. So I don't know. It's a big game, though.
Devin, do you think about the division? Obviously, that's one of your guys as a team. You try to, you know, you had different things that you want to accomplish. It's always been a hat and a T-shirt. They swept you guys last season, and you know they won the division. Do you think about that? Is that a motivating thing, or is it just kind of something like, hey, we just got to worry about one game?
Well, now I'm thinking about it. You just reminded me that they swept us.
Sorry.
No, I mean, honestly, it has no bearing on Monday night. You know, like, if somebody else would have won the division last year and we were both, you know, same record coming, like, we're going to be ready to go. Their fans are going to make it tough there. It's going to be hostile. Honestly, I really don't think it has a bearing on the game. I think both teams understand what's at stake and all of the other hoopla around the game. But I think both teams are coming here ready to go. I think we're going to get their best shot. They're going to get our best shot. And it's going to be a battle. And I think, you know, I don't think last year really has any impact on that other than, you know, watching the film. Their team is pretty similar to what they had last year. You know, obviously when you have a team that goes all the way to AFC Championship, you try to bring back as many guys. So I think there's some crossover from that, you know, from a personnel standpoint. But I think other than that, you know, I just don't think that matters. You know, this is going to be a tough game no matter what.
Dylan, when you talk about Brian Dable and Allen both having, you know, similar ideas of what they want to accomplish on offense, you've gone against him with different teams. Of course, he was here for a long time. What are the dividing characteristics of Brian Dable's play caller that stand out to you when you go against his offenses?
I think it's tough, man. I think even if you just look at our games, no game really. I mean, just look at the last year's two games. They didn't play, you know, kind of just like, I think in the first game, I think Moss and Singletary ran for, I think it was 80 or 90 yards each. In the second game, they threw the ball kind of all over the field. We've played them sometimes where we've gotten 3 snaps of empty, and in the same season, the next game, we get 15 snaps of empty. So, you know, Daves is the kind of guy that, like, whatever he thinks is going to work, that's what he's going to go with. You know, I would say it's not one of those things where he's kind of like, you know, my offense, my way, every week we're going to go. He's a guy that, you know, if he sees something and he thinks it'll work, he's going to go do it. And I think we got to be prepared to be able to adjust within the game, see some things that we might not have seen on film from Buffalo, because I think he just has a great offensive mind. Obviously, we played him way back when my rookie year in 2010 when he was in Cleveland. I think what you saw him do at Alabama, whether it was Hurst at quarterback, then Tua at quarterback, I think then he gets to Buffalo and the development of Josh Allen. I think you can see he can make his offense kind of go with any type of quarterback or weapons that's there. And I think that makes it tough on the defense of you kind of know what you're going to get, but you don't fully know what you're going to get until you get into the game, because he's trying to make it challenging on you. Like he knows your defense and he's trying to make it tough, put you in some situations where, you know, you got to make some tough decisions on, do you stay high, low, like all those different things that come up of, you know, each defense has a weakness, and that's what he's kind of trying to attack. And I think we just got to be ready to go, and we got to keep playing. This is one of those games that they're a good football team, they have good players, they're going to make some plays. We just got to make our plays too.
You like playing there?
Buffalo, yeah, it's fun, man. I think we talked about even this year, man. Carolina, LA, like we've had some games where like you look up, there's a lot of Patriots fans there. And there'll be some Patriot fans there Monday night, but you got to think twice how loud you want to yell as a Patriot fan when you're in the stands in Buffalo. There's going to be a lot of rowdy Buffalo fans. not just during the game. When our buses roll in 3 hours, 3.5 hours before the game, there's going to be middle finger. We're going to get everything. And I think as a competitor, you like that. I mean, we like that when we play at home, that when you look up in the stands, there's all Patriot fans there, that the crowd is rooting for the Patriots. If I'm not looking up, I hear somebody yell, I know our offense made a play. And it's going to be like that in Buffalo. There's going to be boos. And I think as a competitor, you like that. You like going on the road in a hostile environment. It bonds our team together. We know when we go out there Monday night, like, it's just us. It's going to be whoever is wearing Patriots logos, and there might be a few fans there that we probably won't be able to hear, but you go on the road, it's supposed to be just you and your group, and you got to go perform with that, and it'll definitely be that Monday night.
Devin, was it said today that maybe in a morning meeting, if you like football or competition, Monday Night Buffalo?
I don't know what was said in any morning meetings. That was a setup right there.
Any words of advice for Mac to face in Bills Mafia for the first time?
Mac, have fun being Mac. I don't think there's anything I could tell Mac about playing quarterback, just like I don't think there's anything Mac could tell me about playing safety. So, no, I mean, I like I said all year, the kids had a lot of fun playing, and I think he'll keep doing that. The bigger the games get, no need for guys like me to be in his ear telling him anything extra. He'll be fine. I think he's our guy now, and we trust that, and he'll go out there and do what he needs to do.
Devin, how do they stress the defense with their vertical passing game and just some of the deep crossing routes that they like to run as well?
I think they just don't only do that. I think you play some teams where you're like, they're a vertical passing game, and you kind of set your defense that way. But they're not just that. I think in the same way that they can go vertical, they can run crossers and have Diggs or Beasley, and those guys run crossing routes. And if everybody stays vertical, now you're tackling guys with 15 yards of space. So they do a good job of mixing it, and it doesn't all come out of the same formation groups. You got to just be ready, when the double move is going to come in. It could be the same set that they've run, 5 times that game, and, each time the guys run a hitch on the outside, but now it's a hitch and go or it's an out and up. They do a good job of that, and I think Allen does a good job of not giving it away. And I think some of their biggest plays come off him buying time or breaking a tackle in the backfield, and then being able to find guys even sometimes on broken plays. But whenever you play receivers like Diggs and Sanders and these guys that can go underneath and be tough enough to go across the middle, but also stretch you vertically, it puts pressure because you just don't know when one or the other is going to come. And I think that's what puts the pressure that we got to kind of defend everything every play.
Devin, you were just talking about Mac, and you were talking about Jalen too, and guys that you added to the team in the offseason. As you've improved here, going along here and gone on this winning streak, have you noticed anything different about Coach Belichick, his coaching style this year? Seems like he really enjoys coaching this game.
No, I mean, maybe you guys notice him smiling more. I don't know, but I think my 12 years here, I think that's one thing that to me has always stood out, how much he enjoys coaching the team. Even last year, obviously, worst year of my career, I've always felt like he doesn't take for granted what guys come in and do, whether it's guys playing through injuries, guys being in here early, being in here late, guys like Miles who, start on the practice squad and just work their butts off continuously and just being ready to go when they get called, or like how we went down to Houston this year with, Big Mike, Isaiah on the COVID list, Trent out, and, you look up, we got 4 guys that didn't start the season playing on the offensive line, and they go out and probably as a group play better than any other group we had out there that week. I think he enjoys that. I think he enjoys, what each individual puts in to this to collectively be a team. So I don't think this year is any different than the other years. I think he's always enjoyed it. I mean, you guys probably have to ask him directly, but I would say, for all the stuff that gets talked about playing here, for me as a player in my 12 years, I've enjoyed every minute of playing for him and the opportunities you get because of his dedication and the staff's dedication to give you a chance on Sunday or Monday night to go play your best because of the work they put in to prepare you. I've appreciated that a lot, and obviously I haven't been anywhere else, but I don't think there's a coaching staff that works harder than our staff out there, and I think that shows for us, us going out there playing fast, that directly correlates to what they do during the week as a staff. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Devin.